Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to start by adding on to the topic of yesterday's video that I'd forgotten before posting. In regards to finding community via social media, when I first came across Life with Christine's video about the 30 for 30 walking challenge by Simply Katie Walks, I had a feeling that this could be it. A new way to step into a community where we all have something in common. Walking 30 minutes each day for 30 days. So I pushed and shoved my way into it with my humble channel of 12 subscribers and 5 videos. Watching all the other participants' videos and all of us commenting on each other's stuff has really given me that feeling of community that I have been craving. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. Now, on to the main video. Time to get up, time to start the day. Time to get up and go out and play. You wanna go for a walk? Go outside? That's a yes. That was a song that I would sing to Attaroa every morning. Maybe next Throwback Thursday I'll have to share some old footage of it. And yes, she dances every time. For Feastin Friday, or maybe Food Friday, I haven't quite decided on the name yet. I'll be sharing my personal updates that I've decided to share during the entirety of this 30 for 30 walking challenge, and then a short cooking segment where I made some soup for me in Attaroa. This morning was a cold one. I got bamboozled yesterday into thinking it was cold when it was actually beautiful. I had no such luck today. The sky was overcast and we had on and off rain that was absolutely freezing. I regret not bringing my gloves. But that's part of the challenge part of this challenge, isn't it? Getting out and doing the walking even when you don't want to. I'll admit I could have stayed indoors and used my little step machine or gone to the gym to use the treadmill, but Attaroa needs her exercise too. Don't worry, if we get one of those typical March blizzards, I'll be sure to take her on a few short walks and keep my full 30 minutes indoors. I weighed in today at 143 pounds, but also woke up super hungry. I wasn't very good about eating yesterday. I had my black coffee with a splash of milk after my walk. Later, while editing my video, I wanted something sweet and ended up having another mocha latte. I wasn't hungry all day, and it took until around 7 p.m. for me to reheat some black bean chicken taco soup leftovers. Now comes the naughty part. At the tail end of the night, I was craving something creamy. My milk had been pushed to the back of the fridge and forgotten about, so when I opened it, it had definitely gone sour. So, opting not to eat a spoonful of sour cream or drink rotten milk, I decided to have a scoop of ice cream. The ice cream itself was not a huge problem, it's more so that I ate ice cream at around 10 p.m. at night, and then couldn't go to sleep. I ended up mindlessly watching Bob's Burgers on Hulu for hours. At least until 1 a.m. No wonder I didn't want to get up this morning. I still have not yet finished Jack London's White Fang. I read 54 pages, putting me at page 269 out of 306. I should for sure finish it tonight, as I've been reading it by part. I'm currently on part 5, The Tame, out of 5. We entered the park at around 10:25 this morning and left around 11:20. I had the idea to use the stopwatch feature on my phone only after I was about 10 minutes into my walk. I then decided it would be smart to start the stopwatch whenever I'd stop to film something, and then stop after we had packed up. By the end of our walk, I had spent roughly 15 minutes stopped to record, leaving me with 40 minutes of pure walking in the park. While the entirety of the walk had been cold and rainy, the moment, and I mean the exact moment, that we got to the crosswalk to leave, the sky opened up and the sun came out. I was a little peeved at this, but hopefully we get back to the nice weather. Or just get snow. I hate this cold and rainy nonsense, but I'd love some snow. Now it's time for the main course. Pun intended. First, I'd like to thank Gail's Southern Living for their comment regarding some home cooking. She has a lot of food-related videos on her channel, as well as other topics, so definitely check her out. I missed her live stream yesterday regarding the carnivore diet, but it's definitely on my watch list for once I finish this video today. When it comes to home-cooked meals, I'm lazy and would rather eat out. However, the thing that drives most of my decisions in life are the well-being of my dog. A few years back, I picked up the book The Forever Dog by Rodney Habib and Dr. Karen Becker. It really struck a chord with me about a dog's health span over their lifespan. That, and it really drove home the monotony that is a dog's diet. Since then, I've been mixing up the different kinds of food for her. She does eat kibble, but other days she'll eat pre-made raw or home-cooked meals. And I like to change up the proteins and brand. This week she has been eating Steve's Real Food raw beef recipe and Signature's kangaroo recipe. Sometimes she also gets random raw tidbits thrown in with whatever her meal for the day ends up being. I decided to make some simple chicken and rice soup. Today's cold morning had definitely put me in the mindset of having hot soup. I had cooked a full chicken the other day, feeding Attaroa the giblets and raw chicken wings, and had cut up the meat and cooked down the bones for broth that we'll be using as the base for this chicken soup. The chicken was cooked in an Instapot, but baking it in the oven is also fine. Just try to avoid using fried chicken if you can. For the rice, I have white rice that I cook at 1 part rice, 2 parts water. So for this recipe, I'll be using 1/4 cup of rice and 1/2 cup of water, equaling out at about 3/4 cup of cooked rice. This is literally the only ingredient I measured. The vegetables are pretty user-friendly. I just opened my freezer to see what I had available. I went with some peas and carrots, green beans, and okra. Though you can feel free to use whatever vegetables you enjoy most. If you're making this for a dog, however, be sure to avoid onion and garlic. The one thing I think this recipe was missing was mushrooms. I just didn't have any available. Fun fact, dogs can eat any kind of mushrooms that are safe for humans to eat. If you look up whether or not dogs can eat mushrooms, the answer will typically show up as no. This is because we typically can't trust people to use their common sense. If a mushroom is poisonous for you to eat, it's also poisonous for your dog. But mushrooms like portobello, shiitake, and lion's mane can actually be quite nutritious for your dog, assuming they enjoy their veggies and fungi. The spices I used were simply rosemary and thyme. Don't ask how long I've had this thyme. I don't live anywhere near a Hy-Vee anymore. Seasonings don't go bad, right? A quick taste test let me know that salt and pepper would need to be added before I'd probably eat this myself. I'll have to let you know next week since I'll have to wait until tomorrow to actually enjoy a bowl, but what I taste tested was pretty great. A lot of that I'll have to give to the broth for being so flavorful. I'm not sure what I did different this time, but the chickeny taste was really strong and tasty. Tonight I'll be making some sort of mystery fish for myself, most likely with a side of veggies and rice. I have no idea what kind of fish it was that I found in my freezer, since it's not labeled, but I've also got a package of swai and flounder in there. Maybe it's flounder? I don't actually know. I am, for lack of a better term, a dirty Catholic, but even less so than those who go to church on Christmas and Easter. It being Lent and a Friday, however, when I remember to try to avoid meat... Wait, isn't fish meat? Anyway, I mostly do this to try and vary up my diet, and it makes my mom and grandma happy when they see me following the rules. Attaroa, however, is not religious, and thus doesn't have to follow such rules, though she does sometimes pray for her dinner. I believe her prayers go something along the lines of, "Dear Lord, please make Alicia hurry up and give me my food. Amen." But I don't know, I don't speak dog. Let me know what you think she might be praying for. Attaroa is a very food-driven dog. Norwegian Elkhounds are typically a very food-driven breed. So she'll eat just about anything that I hand her, including a whole slew of different vegetables. And let me tell you guys, the dish has the whole house smelling like soup, and it's got me so hungry. You ever have dinner so good that not only do you lick inside your bowl, but also outside the bowl? And don't worry, she made sure to get that carrot straggler. As my dad always says, don't leave a wounded soldier. And with that, we're closing out on day 5. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like. If you didn't like the video, please consider leaving a dislike and a comment below on how I can better improve my videos in the future. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye!